Hello, welcome to our discussion on the importance of risk management in the world of sports and leisure. In this video, I will explore how risk management practices are implemented to ensure the safety of participants and how understanding risk perception plays a crucial role in the process. The process of risk management begins with hazard identification, where potential sources of harm within sports activities are recognized. This includes factors such as equipment, facilities, and the activities themselves. Once a hazard is identified, the next step is risk assessment. This involves estimating the likelihood and severity of potential injuries resulting from these hazards. Following risk assessment, risks are evaluated to determine their significance and acceptability. This involves comparing the estimated risks against the predefined standards or criteria. If risks are deemed unacceptable, measures must be implemented to mitigate them. This can include implementing safety protocols, modifying equipment or facilities, and providing training or education to participants. But management isn't just about assessing and controlling risks. It's also important to consider the perception of participants regarding risk. Understanding participant perceptions of risk helps in tailoring risk management strategies to meet their needs and concerns. Effective communication of risks and mitigation measures is crucial to ensuring that participants are well informed and can make informative decisions about their participation. In conclusion, risk management in sports and leisure is a multifaceted process that involves identifying hazards, assessing risks, implementing mitigation measures, considering participant perceptions, and communicating effectively. By prioritizing safety and well-being, we can ensure that everybody can enjoy sports and leisure activities to the fullest. I now want to dig a little bit more deeper into the intricacies of keeping athletes safe while they pursue their passions of sports. Imagine you're a coach preparing your team for a high-intensity game. Before you step onto the field, you must identify potential hazards, from uneven playing surfaces to faulty equipment. We need to ensure the field is clear of debris and that all equipment is properly working, so that all the soccer players are safe and can play their sport at the best of their ability. Once hazards are identified, the next step is risk assessment. Let's consider another scenario of a soccer player practicing headers. As the player repeatedly heads the ball, there's a risk of concussions and other head injuries. Through risk assessment, we evaluate the likelihood of severity of these injuries. But risk assessment is just the beginning. To mitigate risks effectively, we must implement measures to protect athletes. Let's revisit our soccer scenario. By providing players with protective headgear and teaching proper heading techniques, we reduce the risk of head injuries while preserving the essence of the sport. Understanding and addressing participant perceptions of risk is crucial in fostering a culture of safety and well-being. Through effective communication and education, we empower athletes to make informed decisions about their participation. In the dynamic world of sports and leisure, risk management is not just a duty, it's a commitment to protecting the athletes who inspired us. By identifying hazards, assessing risks, and implementing mitigation measures, we create a safer environment where athletes can thrive and excel. Thank you. Hello, and welcome back. Today, I'm here interviewing my friend, Pranav, and I'm going to be asking him some questions related to the risk management in the sports industry. How would you describe the importance of risk management in the sports industry today?
So risk management, I think, is very important in the sports industry just because people in the sports industry, especially the players, have a pivotal role in the entire entertainment process because they have to entertain the fans and bring in the money. And so when looking at risk management, it's important to make sure that these players are aware of their limits and that they can play for long amounts of time without getting injured or having to take a break from the sport.
That's a wonderful question, Pranav. Wow, that's so insightful. That's a great answer. Now here's another one. What steps do you think are essential in effectively assessing and evaluating risks within the sports sector?
So I think the main steps that are important are really evaluating the player's health before, just to make sure that they don't have anything that could come up and, all of a sudden put them at risk of being injured. So it's always about thinking ahead, like how players always stretch before games or how they always, do cryo work, like getting in ice baths and stuff before games, just to make sure that they're healthy and they're in the most prime position to play.
Awesome. Are there any notable advancements or innovations in safety equipment or protocols within the sports industry that you think would be worth, mentioning?
Yeah, I think there are a few. The main one just being like physical therapy. Physical therapy has made a lot of advancements with technology. The main one being cryo chambers, especially in football. I know a lot of athletes have to use cryo chambers to basically make their body endure intense levels of cold, and that in turn heals their body and makes it more flexible for, hard impact. And by doing these cryo chambers, by sitting in these environments for long amounts of time, they can withstand all these different hits and be okay for the next day.
Looking ahead, what do you envision as key priorities or developments in the risk management industry within the sports sector?
So with, the developments in AI, I think AI will be a huge part of, making developments in this sector, because AI analytics will be able to predict when a player is at risk of being injured or at a higher risk compared to the regular risk of being injured. And this can, go into the preventative space where players can be taken out before they actually get injured, and it can, save a lot of players' time and a lot of money as well.
That was a great interview. Thank you so much, Pranav, for joining me today.
Thank you, sir.